with Kenya playing a pivot role in the war on terror, considering its proximity to the troubled Horn of African nations, Somalia. The government will now embrace new national strategy to counter terrorism and violent extremism. While launching the new approach, President Uhuru Kenyatta said the strategy, which will be implemented by the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, will rally all sections of government, communities, civil society, the private sector and international partners in the war against terror.
One of the crucial tasks being built on this strategy is the disengagement and rehabilitation of returning foreign terrorist fighters who completely disavow. And I am confident that this strategy that we launched today is a critical step in protecting and advancing the liberty and prosperity of all our people in Kenya.
The launch of the strategy comes on the backdrop of increased investments by the government in technology, skills and innovative approaches to countering terrorism, and will add prevention and counter-radicalization to the more traditional security approaches to fight the vice.
Prevention and counter-radicalization to these traditional security approaches. This national CVE strategy will rally all parts of government, communities, civil society, the private sector, as well as our international partners.
President Uhuru said rehabilitation of foreign terrorist fighters who completely renounce the use of violence and adherence to the ideology and aims of terrorist groups is one of the crucial tasks being addressed by the new strategy. The head of state also appointed Ambassador Martin Kimani, who heads the National Counter-Terrorism Center, as special envoy for countering violent extremism. The National Counter-Terrorism Center will be the focal point and coordination center for the anti-terror strategy. The development coming as the United Nations called for the incorporation of women in the ongoing war on terrorism. UN Peace and Security Advisor Jebet Forster says it would pay for governments to enhance the participation in the ongoing efforts amid the change of tact by terrorist groups who are using women as suicide bombers.
Really, it's not just an issue of religion, but it's also an issue of women's empowerment. So that's why we feel it's so important for women to get involved, but really in a way that could address the root causes and not just going blindly into something that could impact negatively on them.
We need to understand, or rather we all need to understand that women are both perpetrators and victims at the same time. And we need to understand at what level are we intervening, both as government, as civil society, as religious leaders or faith-based organizations with women, so that we have enough leverage to ensure that women are not perpetrators of this violence and also are not supporters of it, and also that they have a platform within which they can intervene constructively to prevent violent extremism.
The United Nations is also calling for deployment of more women in the police and military, saying it has made positive impact on peacekeeping, both in supporting the role of women in building peace and protecting women's rights.